talking today, but we are also having a discussion. So we are an artist community, a community of artists, art lovers, art supporters, art enthusiasts, folks just starting their art practice journey, folks that might be starting a journey after having been away for a long time. So feel free to join us as I will be carving. Anyone will be, other folks will be doing body doubling probably and doing their own work. But we will also be discussing our favorite medium and also the medium that is the biggest challenge for us, the hardest for us. So feel free to join us. Hey, Unhinged and Feral, how are you? So feel free to join us. If you are an artist, if you are an art lover, can you hear me on Hinge and Feral? If you're an artist, if you are an art lover, if you are someone interested in, I just realized. Can you hear me now? I just realized I was doing all of this talking and nobody could hear me. Um, if you are an artist, if you are an art lover, if you are someone, Mass New Orleans, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Tanya, hello. Dana, hello. How are y'all? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So if you are an artist, if you are an art lover, if you are an art enthusiast, if you are just starting an art practice, feel free to join us as we work on whatever projects we're working on. But we're also having a discussion today. We are going to be talking about our favorite medium and the hardest medium. So that should be interesting. Let's hear what folks love to work with, and let's hear what gives folks the biggest challenge. Hey, True, good morning. Good evening. It is not morning, y'all. I have to get used to that. Welcome, welcome, welcome in, folks. So let's see how this works out, y'all. I am I'm so used to saying good morning. Thank you for liking the live, y'all. Let's see how we make this work. Oh, you hear the music? That I'm curious about. Thank you for getting your heart me, Tanya. It's the same room. I'm just set up, yeah, a little differently. Because I have to use two, sorry, I have an echo. I didn't realize I didn't turn this down. I have to use two computers now. Thank you for getting your heart me. All right, yeah. So let me know if you can hear the music. Yeah, yeah, Tanya. I had my other phone going and I didn't turn it down, and I heard it. I don't know why I just kept talking. All right, let me see. If I pull this little thing down a little bit, I think people can see it. Uh-oh. Mm, let's see. They can see at least the artist community part. I'm not stressing about that right now because you're getting static, but no music. All right, let me see if I can do anything about that. This is my, okay, what about, oh, that seems to be very loud though. Something is very loud for you. Is that the music that's so loud? Holy macaroni and cheese. too loud. Yeah. What about now? That's still too loud. I don't know what to do. Oh, I see it. What about now? You lost my voice now? Give me 1 second, y'all. Now my voice is way too soft. Can you hear my voice now? Uh, what about now? Can you hear me at all? Yeah, I think we might have to ditch the music. How's the mic now? Oh, I see that. Can you hear me better now? Amelie, welcome in. Sorry, y'all. This is like... I think you can hear me now. Tell me if you can hear me now and the music is at a level that is bearable. I'm still soft. Now much better. All right, let's go with that. Okay, awesome. All right, y'all. Let's see. Let's work with this for right now and see. That was quite a bit of work. I'm using a different computer today. Shug Morgan, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Tanya, Allison, True, Unhinged and Feral, Dana, Shug. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, y'all. Now that we are somewhere decent, I can barely hear the music, but we'll have to deal with that. Roll call. Let us get started, y'all. Tell me, tell me, tell me. Let's start with, should we start with favorite or hardest first? In terms of medium. Like, who, do we start with the favorite or the hardest? Thank you for the blossom things. This is Y'all, I have to get used to this because this the setup I'm using this on our PC and the setup is a little bit different. Hey, Miss Darlene. Let's start with hardest first. All right. All right, y'all. Let's talk about it. What is the hardest, the most challenging medium you've ever used? And or I would even say what is a medium that you're like scared of? How are you doing, Miss Darlene? Thank you for the shares, Miss Darlene. What's the hardest? What's the one you hate? What's the one you're scared of? You said you have you have an ish ton of watercolor supplies, but it intimidates you. Dana, do you think that's because so you've tried it and you feel like you don't know what you're doing, or you haven't even tried it, you just get the supplies? Air dry. Oh, you and Allison, you're, the hardest for you, watercolor and charcoal. Y'all, you know what I realize? You all can barely see the chat. That's not good. You've tried it, but not on a regular basis. You haven't committed to it. I hear you. I hear you. Well, one thing I feel like there are, now, let's be clear. This is probably based on my algorithm. It has nothing to do with who's actually on TikTok, but I feel like there are a lot of people, a lot of watercolor artists on TikTok. Alison, you said charcoal and watercolor. Is that the same thing for you? You feel like you haven't made a commitment to it? Air dry clay. True. Tell us about that. Because is that because so do you use like how do you cure polymer clay in the like in the on the heat? Do you use that and air dry clay is just harder? It's too it's too unpredictable and messy. Miss Darlene, how are you doing today? Is have you been impacted by any of the glitching? Oh, also on Hinge and Farrell, your post should have pushed out today. They did. Oh, good. Mine did too. You want to play with the air dry clay and you have some, but you you always see things you want to try. Well, this is the thing, right? We're going to be having all this discussion about what medium is a challenge for us, what medium is, whatever. Um, are we going to also make some kind of commitment to trying the medium that's a challenge for us? I'm like knocking my head on this thing. Are we making a commitment to try the medium that's hard for us? You had a lot of glitching today. Well, I don't know if it's fixed yet, but I also am not that many minutes in, only 16 minutes. Hey, Jen, look at that. Jen, we were just talking about watercolor, and you walked in. We were talking about, today we are discussing favorite and hardest medium for people. And we're starting with hardest, and we're starting with hardest and like most challenging, or ones that folks don't like for whatever reason. And watercolor is more than one person's most challenging, Jen. Too messy, too unpredictable. Shit. I just messed this up, y'all. That pisses me off. Let's see if I can fix it. It can be tough. Jen is like, listen, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This thing is tough. Jen, do you have any tips and or resources to recommend for folks? Because Dina, like Dina said, she'll make a commitment to trying it again. Maybe not this week. I get that, Dina. But to try it again at least. Hey, Kat. I don't know why I'm yelling because I can't. It's not like I can't hear. You mean the type of paint, Jen? Like the brand doesn't matter? Is that what you're saying? Are you trying to say that we don't have to buy the most expensive one? Kat, we are talking about, yeah. Well, there you go. You have it, folks. There must be a reason Jen has watercolor in her name. But, ooh, Kat, you leveled up. But paper, the heavier the better. 300 GSM. There we go. Paper matters, but not the paint so much. Well, there you go. That's one of the things to be mindful of. So we get some watercolor tips right here, y'all. Oh, the sounds. I don't know where the sounds are, y'all. Kat, you leveled up. Let's see if we can find our sound. Yeah. Did y'all hear the sound? Because I didn't hear it. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be fun. Getting used to using this on a different computer after I had set everything up properly. you didn't hear the sound? I was ready to start dancing too. I guess the sound doesn't work. Well, today is supposed to be a glitchy day, so we'll try the sound on another day. Sorry, y'all. I can set up a hotkey for it though, so I think I will since that's our favorite sound. Okay, so watercolor tips. Thank you for your awesome, Jen. Yeah, thank you for. Yeah, well, so far it hasn't been terrible for me. I think people that went live earlier in the day um had some issues. You said Lino kicks your butt. You carved a stamp and it didn't fully work. All right, wait, let me make sure that. All right, so Allison, what about your watercolor dreams? Are you going to try watercolor more or charcoal more? Why don't you like charcoal? Because it's messy too. Is that what you're saying? Collage is hard for you. Yeah, it's a medium. Oh yeah, we have a lot of. You want to play with the air dry clay, and you have some, but I see you have a lot of. It's always cracking in the drawing process. I'll revisit it someday. It's always cracking. And does anybody here use air dry clay? Because I don't have any tip for you. True. To fix the oil, to fix the cracking. Maybe hopefully somebody else comes in later tonight that has experience with the air dry clay. I might have some tips. Unhinged and feral. Oil. So many people love oil. I do not like oil because I am scared of oil, I think. I think that's my problem. Not that I don't, not that I have, yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of it. I feel like I have to be better at painting to be an oil painter. I know rationally that doesn't make sense, but that's where we are, folks. That's where we are. Hey, Coach Chantel. The wait time kills you. You need it to move fast. Well, what? Hey, Bacchanal Sauce. How are you? But what? So, Unhinged and Feral, in my watching of all these folks on here, it seems to me that a lot of folks are just working on multiple things at a time to alleviate that. But I feel like for me that would be problematic. I feel like I would never get one done because I'm not good at going back, you know? So I feel like I would be in this place where I keep leaving things undone. Yeah. because this thing on my head keeps hitting. Bye, Miss Darlene. Thank you for stopping by and for all the shares and the gifts. Coach Chantel, how are you this evening? We don't have the space for canvases. Yeah, I get that. I'm good, Bacchanal Sauce. How are you? It does take forever for oil to dry. So are we saying that very few, you said you're awesome. Is that what you, yeah, I think you said you're awesome. That's good. That's a good word, awesome. Can oil be dried faster? So I imagine that there must be some, because for instance with block printing, you can buy that oh, now I don't remember the name of it. I showed it to y'all on the thing the other day, on the live the other day when I was in the garage. The brand I use is Gambling, but you can buy, I don't remember the name of it now, to speed up the drying of the oil-based paint. And I believe it is also used to speed up the drying for oil, like oil paint. But the thing is that I also feel like in watching and listening to folks that are oil painters, they like that it takes long to dry because it allows them to keep going back to rework it, you know? So they don't seem to have a problem with it. Which I think is interesting because I feel like I would be, I kind of would be like, yeah, it's taking too long. It's too much for you. Yeah, for the liquid speeds drying time in oil painting. Oh, there we go. But is it like, is it significant enough that folks would be like, yeah, um, I would like liquid. I would go back and fix my work for 4 days, and I feel like that would be. I would have, just even hearing you say you don't have the space for the canvases, unhinged and feral. I feel like I would be going back. I would just have all these canvases. That's not true. I wouldn't have them out because guess what? It would drive me crazy to have that many canvases around. Just sitting there, not even half done, a quarter done, or something like that, you know? So I definitely, you dropping your whole canvas in the speed in the in the drying thing. Oh, you know how, if you all are familiar with if you all are familiar with screen printing, you know they have some screen printers use it's a like a dunk tank to dunk the screens in to reclaim them. And I'm telling you, it's one of those things where it's like you dunk the whole screen in there. I That's what I imagined when you said, can you just put the whole painting in there? You just need a dunk tank full of this liquid stuff and go, boop. That would be good. What's the price on this liquid stuff, Allison? is that a reasonable request to make a dunk tank? might be a thing, y'all. Maybe we can just create dunk tanks and dunk the whole painting in there. Y'all, I'm trying to. 15 to 20 dollars for like a little tiny bottle, right? Oh, that's much better. Oh, yeah, my chat was so weird just now. I have to fix it. It's like a bottle of vanilla. That's how small it is. Oh, Unhinged and Feral, I don't think a dunk tank is in our budget. I think we have to leave that alone. It was a nice thought while it lasted though. We were potentially in a good place for a little while. That is funny. We were like, let's create a dunk tank. Oh, that would be money. Yeah. You said you have 5 canvases sitting in the corner, just unfinished and probably not. How long have they been there, Allison? Probably not even dry yet. What is this? I don't know what's going on over here. Hey, Blondie. Blondie, did I say hi to you? Blondie, you have to tell us you're unfinished and probably dry. You can reawaken them. I didn't. Hello, Blondie. How are you, Blondie? Thanks for using the stickers code, Chantel, because our sound isn't working. Oh, thank you for the hat and mustache, code Chantel. Did you level up? Reawakening them sounds terrifying on Instant Feral. Did you level up, Coach Chantel? Because I can't see. With Terpenoid. Wait, let me see if I'm missing anybody. So, Jen, are you still here? Oh, anyway, Coach Chantel, my sounds aren't working. You are still there. So, you mentioned the Lino. I think, in fact, you said the Lino was kicking your butt. Is that what you said, Jen? What happened? So you carved that block, right? Yeah, that is what you said. You said Lino kicks my butt. What didn't fully work with the carving? Tell me what happened. So would you say that's now officially your hardest medium? Well, y'all, the carved it, then glued it to a wooden block. Oh, why did you glue it to the block? Oh, you wanted to do it that way. So you put it in the stamp pad? You said, I don't know. You don't need to. So, can you rip it off? I hope it might rip the liner though. It was it one of the soft blocks, right? Hey, Glow. Oh, now I can see the viewers. What the heck? Oh, it keeps bouncing back and forth between live performance and viewers. It was a soft one. Oh, if you can rip it off, just try it without the wooden block. Just flip it over and push it in there, and then and then just use your hand to push it down. You don't need the block. You don't need that now still potentially gonna have a problem with the unevenness because of the glue. Maybe. Hey, hello. Maybe, but you know, you said you're messy. That's why you added the block. Well, put on gloves. Let me tell you, Jen, because it's a messy world. This lino world and printing. So just put on gloves, because that block business is a waste. It's also a waste of like your money. You know what I mean? Or even if no, it's not just you. It's very messy. In fact, people always say to me, um, oh, they're always asking me why, how come my hands are so clean? Because you're not supposed to have clean hands as a printmaker. Because it is messy. So it's not just you, it's very messy. If you ever watch me printing on the live stream, you'll see how many times I take out a baby wipe to wipe my hands. Because, oh, Jen, I get the ink here, I get the ink here, I get the ink on my fingertips. And so every time I'm printing, I have to check my fingertips before I touch the new sheet of paper. I have to check my fingertips before I touch the new sheet of paper because I very likely have ink somewhere on my hands and then I would mess up the paper. So it's not just you. It's just, yeah. It's not just you. Don't you worry. It is not just you. You said my face cam is amazing. Amazing. Wow. Is it? Well, I know it's better than my other computer. So, okay, folks, there are a few newer folks. You can get messy in a dry. What about using clothespin to pick up the paper? Oh, that's a good tip, Allison. The only thing I don't like about the clothespins, even when I hang them to dry with the clothespins, I always hang them on the side that will get trimmed because they make marks. But just to pick it up, but you still have to use it to move the paper around. I think you just need to try and be neat, clean up. You said you can't get messy in a dry room. Like even not with ink and stuff. It's just make a mess. Thank you for sharing the live, Glow. Glow, it's been, how long have we been on? Oh, only 38 minutes. Man, why do I feel like we've been on here for like an hour? Okay, so for the folks that joined in the last few, and for the folks that have not yet answered, you're a magnet. Oh, is that because of your surgeries on Hinge and Feral? Is that what you're saying? Well, you're not really. Or you're just a magnet for mess in general. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I know too much. And so then I guess, okay, so I guessed right? Okay. Because I was like, I don't know. was that the joke? Hey, Takia, how are you? All right, new folks. New folks in the room. Today's discussion is, you probably cannot read it, but it says, oh, you can read it. It says, let's chat, favorite or hardest medium. So right now we started with the hardest first, the hardest, the most challenging. I dropped in there the medium you might be a hot mess walking. The medium you might be a little bit afraid of, because I'm afraid of some. Yeah, Techie, I'm making pretty decent progress. I now started getting into some details on the cat, so I mean, I probably should have made more progress by now, but you know, I only aside from carving in the live, I only carve half an hour every day. So I feel pretty good about the progress. And I just thought about it and I'm like, this might be a good gift to give her, my sister, for her birthday. Thank you, Takia. Now that it no longer looks like, it actually looks like a bent, it looks like a bent paw now versus, versus anatomy. Part of a human anatomy. Because I added some detail. Trust the process, y'all. Trust the process. Unhinged and feral. All right, folks. So let's see. You're saying pen and ink stippling is your hardest medium, like pen and ink. Am I gonna have to say that? Am I how? Or was it the hardest and you worked hard at it? Okay, Allison. Was it the hardest and you worked hard at it and now you're so great at it? Thank you for the Blossom Bunnies, Gem. I see what you're saying. So, you're like true. True works on something or with something until True can like it. I'm not gonna say master it, right? True, because in some cases, like maybe with the clay, I know you haven't given up on the clay yet, but you know, you didn't get there with the clay, the air dry clay. The air dry clay specifically. So watercolor is soon to be the next hardest one for you that you're going to work at to be. Don't be afraid, the water is fine. Watercolor is going to be the next hardest that you work at to master, even though it's the hardest one for you. You can control watercolor. I feel like we were just, that was like the opposite of why, and that was one of the reasons folks were saying they don't like watercolor. Well, that water, I don't actually, no one has said they don't like it. I'm the one that uses language like that. It has been that that's the most challenging. Art of K, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for liking the live, Art of K. I appreciate you. I'm good. How are you? Clay slab building. That is that's the most challenging for you, Takia. How do you deal with that? Are you like M, who is determined to master the thing that is hardest? Or are you like me, where it's like, oh, that's hard, too hard for me. I'm good. Put it over there. But is it just the slab building part of it that's the challenging part? Or Art of K, join us in this conversation. We are right now, we're going to be talking about favorite, but right now we're talking about our most challenging or the hardest medium. Oh, not splitting at the seams. So now, true. So Takia, true. Art of K. You just joined the crew because that literally, we got about 4 responses that oil, because it's smelly and it takes forever to dry. So Art of K, you're right there with us. So Takia, have you ever used air dry clay before? So true true challenging medium was air dry clay because of the splitting. And I wonder if the solution for both of you. Oh, you too, Takia? Join. See? Oh, wait, now M is coming with a completely different perspective. What? It's bad on your hands. Tell us about that, M. Oh, we're learning a lot today. You won't even use oil. I've never used oil. And I also decided I wanted to like learn oil technique, but I'm gonna use squash gouache, the jelly gouache. That's what we call squash gouache. We call jelly gouache in here. We call it squash gouache for the newer folks in the room. Long story, but we call it squash gouache. Oh, like drying on your hands? Is that what you were referring to, M? Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Nobody ever talks about the stuff that's not cute, you know? I've never heard, other than it taking long to dry, I've never heard anyone talk about the other elements. Squash. Squash. Yeah, cat. Yes. Everybody's gonna be like, what are y'all even talking about? Well, folks, if you come into the room, feel free to join into our conversation. We're having a good one. Wait, M said something. Oh, Art of K, maybe. And who are you saying is also an artist? Hey, So. Thank you for the Blossom Bunnies, cat. I think you'll have to retouch his hands. I think that I missed one of your comments. Whose hands did you have to retouch? I didn't see that. I think it got filtered. Jewelry with me. Hello, my friend. So, did I say hello, So? I just saw jewelry with me like the live, but now I don't see jewelry with me in the list. Switch to linseed oil for mixing instead of turpines. Oh, I definitely didn't see you saying Billy D. Williams. How are you, Jewelry with me? Folks, if you are... Glow, are you still in here? I am not a big fan of... I have to get used to the difference with the PC. It's not that different. Part of it is my screen is on my Mac is a 27-inch and this PC is maybe, I think this might be a 15-inch. You painted Billy D. Williams? Is that what you're saying, M? Or was it pen and ink? Yeah, I definitely did see the Billy D. Williams part. Jenny Keeps It Kingdom, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Did I miss saying hello to anyone? If I did, please drop a heart in the chat because I am using a different computer for Live Studio today, so I might be missing you. All right, what did Takia say? Where's it coming from? I wonder now if the smell added to the mental issue of many of the masters. A little touch before, then more touched after, coming from a touched person. You know what's so funny, Takia? I haven't heard somebody use the word touched in that way in a long time. That is funny to me. I love it, but it is still funny to me that I haven't heard it that way in a long time. Wait, I just lost something. What the freak, the freak, the freak. Oh, I thought I was popping it out. Oops. Uh-oh. You art directed Billy D. Okay. Just had to fish 2 June bugs out of your crazy hair. What does a June bug look like? Like the are the June bugs the ones with the lights in their butts? So you're atting yourself? For Avon products. Oh wow. Okay. You say you don't know what you're pressing? A green beetle. That Art of K? I don't know what a green beetle is either. Alright, so I think it's safe to say, does anyone like oil? Oil painting. I know T does, but T's not here right now. So does anyone? Does anyone like oil painting? Or oils? Or whatever we want to call them. Oils. I don't think anyone does. It seems to be on quite a number of folks' list of hardest, most challenging, don't like it. Keep it. Keep it. I don't want any parts of it. The bugs are scary. Soy thin. Let's see. Art of K. What is soy thin? Is soy thin? You like looking at it. Me too. That is one thing, Takia. I do like looking at oil. I really like it. Oh, the green beetle. Soy thin. You don't know what you're pressing? What is happening? So. Oil is a tough, longest lasting, but I will never be in a museum. well, well, on Hitch and Fairl, I was watching something the other day where it was a gallery owner or something talking about like pricing for work, and they were talking about how I I guess before that used to be a consideration, like because of oil being longer lasting, it would cost more and the value would be more, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But now they're saying that's not true because of things that get added. June bugs are the brown, thick, beetle looking flying things. The music is skipping. Is it Is it safe to say that we could do without the music then, y'all? So not the ones that kids catch and put in the jar because their butts light up. Not that one. That's a lightning bug. I didn't know Billy D. Williams was an accomplished artist. Is everybody saying yes to me about the bugs? No. Umeville, welcome in. Doodle Holiday, welcome in. You've never tried. Are we saying oil? You've never tried oils? Neither have I. I oh, I see. You said you can barely handle acrylic. You've only used oil in. Oh, you know what? There is a mega delay of my chat. Because I'm like, why am I only seeing these now? I saw them down here already. All right, let's get rid of it. Music is gone, y'all. Now, can you hear me better now that the music is gone? Actually, how is the music now? I mean, how is the sound now? Something is happening. My live studio is stuck. Okay, are we good on the skipping? No. It sounds like I'm on a beach. Did it sound better before? I feel like I'm just gonna carve y'all. Y'all talk about the bugs. I don't know where we are because my chat is so delayed. The earbuds were blocking the ocean sound. Okay, you know what the ocean sound is? Let me put the earbuds back in. I'm gonna put the earbuds back in because the ocean sound is the fans. The fan on my Mac going because it's chugging on with OBS. What I don't understand is why is it, do you have static now? I'm using the earbuds. Is it better? Yeah, we are going to have a time trying to figure this out. I think I'm going to have to start using my mic. No static now, we're good. All right, earbuds it is. Great. Ah, smooth. Smooth, but we have no music. I'll have to figure out the music thing. All right. Now, not nearly as loud, no static. All right, all right, all right. Oh, Takia, yeah. I'm pushing them much further than they should be going. But I'm getting every dollar out of them before I have to replace them, them, whatever. Because push them to the limit. I'm getting down to the white meat here and I don't need to. Yeah, there was a lag in my chat. I'm not gonna bother to look at the chat on the computer because something is going on. How does it say no online viewers? Yeah, this whole thing was frozen just now. I think I need to get the app download, the Spotify app downloaded on the computer because using, y'all, I am pushing these things to the limit. Take to the limit. The Eagles. Oh. I was just about to ask you if you're listening to that, but then I realized what I said. Okay, y'all, let's get back to, maybe y'all should fly down to Florida. You're welcome to come. TT has been messed up all day across the board too. Same thing as yesterday. But part of the challenge here is definitely my device. Let's put it that way. My device. Oh, I did it to myself again. My device is definitely being pushed far past its limits. All right, now let's see. So Blondie, Tanya, and oh, the thing went back. Mr. Lino came back. Glow, did you say what your heart? I didn't hear anything from y'all about your moose. Cat, no, Cat, I did see it. A woman has no name. Thank you for the follow. You thought you'd thank you for the love you so much. A woman has no name. I was threatening to start a nonprofit. I was threatening to start a nonprofit for art accessibility because you couldn't afford new paint. Oh, but that's actually a good idea. That's actually a good idea, I mean, John Farrell. See, a woman has no name says do it. Oh, you didn't answer. Blondie, what's your hardest, most difficult, most challenging medium? I mean, I'm just saying, I think it's a good idea. It would be a super beneficial resource for folks. There are lots of folks that would love that resource, I'm sure. I know you said, is oil one of them? I know you said you only tried oil one time for a portrait. Maybe ink? Oh. A woman has no name. Are you still here? Would you like to join the conversation? We are talking about, for the folks outside the room, please join us also. Why not? Come on in. We are a community of artists, art lovers, art enthusiasts, um, folks that want to venture into an art practice, folks that haven't, that want to start an art practice again after having been away from one for a long time, beginners, artist supporters, join us. We are having a conversation about, today's conversation is about our favorite and our hardest, most challenging medium. However, we started with the hardest because we'll move on to the joys, the artists who are rebooting. I like that. Artists who are rebooting. You said maybe ink. It's been so long, you really don't know. Kat, you were saying that I saw your response, Kat. Now I'm going back to it. You said that, wait, I want to find it, but Kat, you were saying that drawing characters consistently um, was your biggest challenge? Yep, that is what you said. I did read it correctly. Folks, any tips for Kat with drawing characters consistently? Kat, have you done, you are able to post. Yay, Glue. Kat, have you done any of those, y'all, the likes are actually doing something, I think. Animation book. Like some kind of like tutorial stuff. I do know, Kat, what I've found is that I have seen in doing all my digging around, I have seen a number of things I never used to see those before. I have seen a number of like tutorials on maintaining consistency through poses and stuff with characters. I think that at some point somebody realized that people needed support with that because that's not something I remember ever seeing heavily before. Trace your first one until muscle memory kicks in. Oh, Kat, there's a tip for you. I gotta write that down myself. Trace your first one until muscle memory kicks in. Hmm. Or like some kind of animation book or tutorial. Yeah. Well, glow. The bugs are gone. Where's your answer? Pressure. There's somebody at the bottom of this list that I cannot see. Castanado, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Do a do a scrapple. Wait. These are good tips. I don't know what I just did. Yeah. Oh, I just realized what I did. Gridding the first one can help. Scribble. Oh, scribble and find the movement and body parts. Y'all, I think, Kat, are you still here? You're awful at character development. Me too. But I want to get better at it. There's so many things I want to get better at and get good at and just keep going. But we can't always, we can't do everything at the same time. I am way too obsessed now with getting these things so smooth. It is so unnecessary for them to be this smooth and also this deep, but I'm doing it. You'll never be able to get me to stop again. The people I have been around in the art community locally are not into learning more than one medium. Really, Takia? You said you draw a flower just to see if you can still actually draw. You can draw, Blondie. Really, Takia? But you're into more than... Why not take photos and treat it like animation? What do you mean, M? Like take photos of one person in different poses? I see Kat's name, but I don't think Kat is actively here. And draw from that. You want to try all of them and practice to at least hobby level. Every single medium. You're going to be at that for... I'm with you on that. I would even venture to say one level above hobby on Hinge and Feral. That's how I feel. So Takia, does that mean you get no encouragement for trying new things? Everybody wants... It's like they want to just master one and then just that's it. That's an interesting... Never heard. It was a lovely flower. She can still draw. Where's the flower? You second, miss. For trying more than one thing, Takia. Oh, I didn't see the part about have to drive an hour away to get some variety. That's why I was asking you, because you're saying that in the art community locally, they're not into learning more than one medium. But I, just in you talking in here, I get that you're into more than one. That's why I said encouragement. You're not getting any encouragement from your local folks for trying more. But I see here where you're saying that you drive to get support. All right, y'all. Are we ready to talk about our favorites? I always thought it was an age thing, but I realized it has nothing to do with age. Well, not entirely. I think actually, so Takia, I do agree with you because it is very likely that there is an age. There's a component of it that involves the age piece because sometimes older folks, sometimes y'all, I am not saying all the time, sometimes older folks have the idea of, even though that's not the whole saying, the whole thing about jack of all trades, master of none, even though that I know that's not the whole quote, because people use that part of the quote to further their argument that we shouldn't be trying all these different things. But I do think that there are they were thinking that you were scattered. You once learned the term polymath. Here you go. I thought you had disappeared. I mean, I saw you in the list, but I thought you had disappeared on us. You were getting all these tips for your yeah, character development. Yeah, I'm hungry. I shouldn't be hungry. Poly artist. You're having a rough day. Oh, cat. No, don't apologize. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure because, sometimes you can be on the live stream and you might get like a phone call. And when you get the phone call, you're still showing up in the live, but you're not here because you're on the phone. So I wasn't sure. You're good. Well, scroll back in the chat because you you have a bunch of tips to help you with the character development stuff and drawing the characters, multiple times consistently. Poly artist, you ran away to make dinner. You're allowed. Food? Hand movements could be a problem for older people unless you're determined to find another way. I agree, but Blondie, I think what Takia was referring to is more. It sounded like their thought about it was that if you were into all these different if you were into all these different mediums. Yeah, what is the rule, y'all? I say mediums because I have always learned that with art tools or whatever, the plural is mediums, not media. Um anyway, that if you were into like multiple mediums, then it was like you were scattered and not focused on one thing. But to your point, Blondie, you are right. Hand movement, all kinds of things could be a problem for older folks. Unless you're determined to find another way to do it. Or you might find another, not just for older folks, differently abled folks. Remember, there's so much variety in what we're all able to do. And even that, that's the beauty of it too, is that if you are someone that is into one particular medium or a few and you start getting impacted by like physically being unable to in some way, shape, or form, there are others for you to try, others for you to master, get good at, practice, whatever. And also, and if you're someone that's into multiple, you might just have to pick up one that you medium feels right. Yeah. Are you saying really laugh out loud? Are you talking about the mediums media thing? Okay, y'all, it's time for like pottery scattered, like pottery, the painting and drawing come in handy. poly artists about age and hand movement. Not everybody, some folks, but sometimes it has nothing to do with age because sometimes different circumstances change the way you're able to move about in the world that have nothing to do with age. And then you have to adjust, make lots of adjustments, even if it's not permanent adjustments for at least quite a bit of time sometimes. So I like the idea of getting a little past hobby level on most. I think I'm leaving oil alone though, y'all. However, I do want to practice, like I said before, I did say it already. I want to practice oil technique with squash squash. You had carpal tunnel surgery and had to change some things. You regret having the surgery, Takia? You have to get knee braces so you can't stand as long. There you go. So that has an impact on what you're doing, like which medium you gravitate towards, right? Art of K, because even for me, like I really, yes, I'm sitting and carving, but this is not ideal. I should be standing, but I have been having so much pain while I stand. I mean, some of it I know I need to do some physically, I need to make some changes to be better. You paint and you were teaching classes, but now you have to sit to paint. So does Art of K, does that limits your canvas size? Or do you use the like height adjustable chairs so that you can get up higher? You do regret it. So you had an option. You did not have to do the surgery. What was the alternative to not doing the surgery? Just dealing with the pain? Yes, because you had to set up the classes and got it. So you were traveling. It wasn't even like you were in a classroom and folks were coming to you. I see. Yeah, I'm still making decisions about this thing on the fly. Okay, y'all. So let's now move on to our favorites. What's everyone's favorite medium? Or favorites? Easiest. Alcohol ink pens and pens in general. The nerve pinch starts in the back. I would have gone to my massage person longer. Oh, Takia. So Takia, do you like has it, whatever you feel comfortable sharing? Do you like can you still carve anymore, or I worry about that sometimes, frankly. Because I get that so much pain. You said why you gotta choose? Oh, you do not have to choose. The pressure in the palm is a pain. Yeah. And even with these, did this have any impact? Because these tools, this handle, I feel like there's barely any pressure for me. listen to me like you didn't try all of it. You're like, Leanne, you don't think I tried that? I'm sure you did. Love, welcome in. Thank you for joining. All right, so your grip strength is not the same. I hear you. Takia, I know you're LOLing because that's exactly what you were thinking. Like, Leanne, you think I didn't try that? It's okay, because I probably would have been like, oh, you think I didn't try that? I want to be carving. Hello, Artistic Avenue. We had a good day. You said stopping in. Does that mean you cannot stick around for a little bit? Cat, you're laughing at me. It's all right. Yeah. Because you said it. Listen, I would have been like, oh, man, what is wrong with you? You think I didn't try that? You think I didn't try everything I could? I want to do it. Don't you hear me out here saying I regret it? No, yeah, I feel you. These are the adjustments. You thought, what? You thought what was? Oh, it's a cat. It's a cat, love. I'm like, what? I was so confused. Love, I was so confused when you said it's a cat. I thought it was an owl. You know what I was doing, because cat, you had just sent a comment, cat, and I was like looking at cats. Cat, I was looking at your profile picture like an owl. And then, you know what though, love? When you were here before, like this didn't look like a paw and all of that stuff. So, well, and also I didn't have the whole thing showing. I was like, cat's profile picture doesn't look like an owl. That was me, and then it dawned on me. Yeah, there's a little bit of an owlish look going on here. But part of that is because this cat, my sister's cat Domino, is that is an expression on Domino's face all the time. But partially because most of the videos, most of the lives, I haven't had the whole thing showing. So you only see a piece. And this is the first, I think now that this part of it, there's some detail in there. That looks like a paw for real, y'all. I'm looking at it now. Because I'm not looking at it from that direction. I'm actually quite excited to print this. This is gonna be a little interesting here. You said you thought it was an owl wearing a scarf. That is so wild what you see when you don't see the whole picture. Oh, Bacchanal sauce, you didn't know it was a cat either? No, y'all. First you thought it was Jamaica. That is, I guess, because these might look like some country things, but no, this is my sister's cat Domino. Art of K, thank you for the bunnies. I appreciate you. Yeah, no, I get it, y'all. Especially because you weren't seeing the full photo, the full image. Now you're seeing the full image. That is so funny. You said your mom knew right away, love? Your mom was like, that's a cat. All right, so everybody's top 3. How about that? Would you be able to? Art of, me too. I'm really. I'm really going to try to finish it soon because I'm eager to print it. Even though there are other things on the printing docket, like those doors, so that I can do the oh, see, three folks can choose. All right, mixed media, acrylics, watercolor. Now, Art of K. Mixed media, is that cheating? You're covering a lot with mixed media. You said you covered the chat and asked, and she said it was a cat. Oh, you leveled up. You leveled up, love. Let me see. I'm going to try the sounds again and see if they'll work. Takia, are you saying? It worked. I heard it, y'all. The music caused it not to work. You said, hey, now that's too big. You said mixed media isn't cheating. Oh. Well, I want to see. Let me see if it will open it up. I have to go in there. I'm going to follow. You have a lot of work posted. That's good. I'm going to look after the live because this won't pull it up here, the live studio, and I don't want to break us again. So I'm going to look after the live. Cat, you said I'm so funny. I'm mostly laughing at myself. Alcohol ink pens, stained glass, watercolor. Is that the order on Hinge and Ferro? I know you are saying ink is like, that's like home, right? Is that a safe description? This is so overexposed. You know, though I must say that it's it's not overexposed on here, but it's overexposed on the YT stream. Top three is what I finally told yourself you could start your business with. Wait, graphite, ink, and yarn for crochet. Wait, Art of K. Were you in here when everybody was saying they don't like watercolor? If watercolor is one of your favorites, you need to give some tips. Listen to me. You have to. You have to give some tips, Art of K. I don't think you were in here. Watercolor was, I think, watercolor and then oil. Maybe oil. I think oil was first. Oil was the most hated. The most unliked. Or the most challenging, and then watercolor was next. So, oh my. You wrote a book. Wait now. Oh, Takia, I like that. So, any medium, but your top item to make are mandalas. Huh. I like that answer. All right. That was a good one. I'll accept. I'll accept you not picking mediums because that was a good answer. That was a good answer, Takia. That was a clever one. That was a clever one. It's called Painting with Transparency, The Art of Watercolor, made easy by Christy Ryan. Oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Yeah, it really was. Takia won. Takia won. You got me on that one, Takia. I can't even fight you on that. Fine, fine, fine. Fine. Fine, 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 fine. whole book. Never give up. I'm looking at you. Oh. You have a mixed media one too? Okay, you haven't gotten it published with photos yet, so it's just a print book as of right now. Got it. But you have it out there because guess what? You can always iterate and refine, but you put it out there, which is good. Any other favorites, folks? Background first, then next step, then let layers dry. I think most folks' challenges with watercolor is the paper craft and jewelry. You'll never stop dabbling. Well, Kat, like Unhinged and Feral said, it's like everything. The bigger paintings up top, no worries. Wait. You can layer the things and make them go together. Well, where's the third one, Kat? Oh, fiber craft, paper craft, and jewelry. Kat, do you know how to do felting, the sculptural style? Looking too much, yes. Art of K. I think that's what it is. I think it's the water needle felting. That's the word. Needle felting. I need to learn that. I'm going to learn it because you have dabbled. I want to get to it's dangerous because you're doing this. Amalie, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Because you're doing this. That hurt my shoulder. Oh, y'all, I thought I just ended the live. Oh, did you see that? I forgot. I'm on my other. Oh, you know what? Blondie, how come you didn't tell me to do this? To move my little name thing, as you call it, over here. Because it was blocking the chat. Blondie, usually you yell at me about that. Dangerously. Yeah, I just noticed that. You didn't see it. Usually Blondie is like, move that little thing with your name on it. It's in the way. It is much better. I'm like, wait a minute. This thing is blocking it. Dangerously sharp needles. It's dangerous but fun. Well, so I have been wanting to start I've been wanting to start something I don't know, somebody said something that got filtered. I imagine it was something to do with the needles. Needle felting. Yes, Blondie, you like needle felting? I want to learn it. You know what I just realized? Y'all can see this camera right here. Let me turn it this way. I keep hitting the camera that's right here with my head. You don't know what it is? Oh, Blondie. You have a box of supplies. Did we discuss the art of collecting? We have not discussed it on the live in a topic, Dana, but we definitely have discussed it. That we're not hoarding, we're collecting, we're curating. What was it? You had another word too. You have a box of supplies. So I want to do it because I want to get into like more sculptural work. It would be a good topic on Hinged and Feral. I want to get into more Ooh. Hey, love. Let me shout out your name. That gift is always I'm shouting out people's names anyway. Thank you for the name shout out, love. um, it would be a good topic. So I wanted to get into like something sculptural, but one of the things that everybody when you say that somebody's always like, oh, do clay, but there are a couple components of it. I didn't want to do another thing that required me to get more like equipment. Number one, in the sense of like, oh, a wheel or a this or a that. I didn't want to do another thing that required that. And also, I kind of just wanted to do something different. And then I came across needle felting. And I was like, wait a minute. You can sculpt it, you can sculpt whole things and it isn't messy. You take small space projects, yeah. And so I decided that that would be the one thing that I do that is just for me. I wouldn't post about it. I wouldn't do anything. I just would do it just for me. I'm not saying that while I'm doing it, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to learn how to do things and start creating objects that I don't eventually show. But for a while, I would just want it to be for me. To learn that could be my thing that I do that is not related to any kind of monetization in any way, and it could just be my thing that could be the thing that I do to, like what we were talking about yesterday, in terms of that could be the thing that could be the therapeutic, have the therapeutic value for me. Because right now, as much as the action, for instance, of like carving and stuff is therapeutic, all the work that I do is for consumption that leads to monetization, you know? So that would be my one thing that would be just for me. So I want to learn it. Cause that's the thing that I decided would be easier. Oh, art of K, we had a wonderful conversation about that yesterday. That was our topic yesterday, essentially. We are having such a good live, but they are not pushing us out. I guess I shouldn't be upset because I can barely manage to chat with us in here. Um, it isn't messy like clay. Yeah, you take wool roving and manually layer to create a picture or sculpture. So now cats and everybody else that has done this. I have not spent any time yet digging to find videos and such that would show me what I'm doing. But I did find a couple where, so I did see that people were buying the felting, the I guess it's the roving is what it's called, cat where the stuff is pulled. But then I also saw videos where people were making their own using those wire brush things and like wool, yarn, whatever. So I saw that. Is that what the roving is? I saw some really gorgeous work with it. That's called carding. You feel that way about cross stitch. You will gift it but never sell it. Therapy, your daughter is climbing you. Takia, you're out. Have a good night, friend. Thank you for being here as always. Hey, Chris. Oh, you said you're leaving. All right, Art. Okay. Thank you for being here and looking forward to having you back. I am here every night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Saturday and Sunday I'm here on 9 a.m. Eastern. So hope to see you again soon. Oh, you were saying good night to you. Wait, who is your daughter? Was your daughter in here? Takia is your daughter? Or you were saying good night to your daughter, Takia? I'm so confused. Art, okay. Oh, I was like, Takia is your daughter? How come you didn't say that? I see what you're saying, Art, okay. Sorry. I was like, huh? What is happening? That all makes sense. That all makes sense, Art. Okay, it all makes sense. Wait, no. I gotta see what Dana is saying. What's a totally good idea? Chris, you said you're listening to the descriptions and you have no idea what it was about, so you're just laughing about the roving. Chris, yeah, we are in the midst of a discussion about our favorite mediums, but we also started talking about thank you for the roses, Chris. We also started talking about now we started talking about needle felting because I don't even remember what somebody said that made me, oh, it was Kat saying fiber crafts, and that made me think of needle. Oh, Kat. Sorry, y'all. You know my brain just went somewhere. Kat, have you ever seen the work, as someone who loves fibercraft? Have you ever seen the work of? I'm assuming you've seen the work of Bisa Butler, because Bisa Butler is now, yeah, needle felting is one of the things that falls under fibercraft. Evie Marlowe, welcome in. Oh, Evie. Hello, Evie. How are you, Evie? As soon as I read your name, I was like, it's Evie. Um, thank you, Evie. Um, Kat, Bisa Butler. You probably have seen Bisa Butler's work because Bisa Butler has become quite popular. But also, you have to see the work of, and all of you, Candy Lopez, Candy with a K. Y'all. Brilliant. She paints with yarn. That's it. That's all I'm saying. You can't stay as you're going bowling. Oh, that sounds fun. She's on TikTok for sure, so you could creep out if you want to. Um, oh, I'm glad that you stopped by. When I say paints with yarn, she's not using a brush, y'all, but please look at her work because then you'll understand why I described it like that. I hope you have a great time. I hope you win. Are you good at bowling, Evie? You had not. Bisa Butler, Candy Lopez, Candy with a K. All right, so there's levels to this. All right, I'm going to go back through these comments after the live at some point and look up all the terms that you all used. But yes, Art of K, exactly. Wait, I still want to see the thing that Dana said. I've used quilt batting and polyfill as a base for some needle felting and covered it with the wool roving. Oh, I had I had seen someone. I don't remember if it was here or on Insta, but they made a fox, a huge fox, out of needle felting or roving. I think is the word that I should use. But the base for the fox was like was like the foam stuff that that you can make the like the hard foam that you can like saw. You know what I'm saying? Among other things, and like some papier mache stuff. But it was like really good. This thing, this fox. That person was a was a master at many things. You have seen Candy. Okay. All right, Kat. Yeah, Kat. She's based out of South Florida. In fact, she teaches at the school that is a school that is really close to me. Her work is really brilliant. Oh, y'all, why do I keep doing this? That part of the paw is going to be so messed up. Oh, I keep doing this. Because I'm not following my own rules. I always say put your put your mind back in place before you start pushing. Not just for the safety of your fingers, but for the safety of your design. You are very welcome. Styrofoam does seem a little stiff, Dana, but I think the I think that they ended up using so much they ended up using so much of the right art of K, so amazing. The la- so so you know, Dana, I have loved Candy's work, but I loved it even more after watching this portrait Masters of the Universe show. Yeah, I need to stop calling it that because I do remember the name of it. It is Portrait Artist of the Year. Um, her work seemed even more amazing to me because just the highlight of like the 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 ability to get the likeness with the technique, that part I thought was brilliant. The ability to get, I always think that's brilliant. Like the ability that she has to get the likeness. But yeah. And I'm telling you, Portrait Masters of the Universe is has made me want to become really good at portraits. So I believe that's one of the things I'm going to work on, y'all. I don't know how successful I'll be, but I'm certainly gonna put forth all my effort. And not with, I mean, I will try some with block printing, but I don't want to use block printing because I do want to get better at painting. So I think I am going to practice my painting technique with portraits. I'm a long way away from, I need to put a little bit of curve in here. I don't like how that came. I did that, so I want to add some curve in here. Soften that up. They are so big. They really are. No, Dana, she hasn't been on the show, but the show hype because you're watching it every day. Air, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Because you're watching it every day and they keep talking about like the likeness as part of the skill, achieving the likeness as part of the skill. You use a reference photo when you were painting today and it, are you saying it bombed? Maria, welcome in. Thank you for joining. Y'all. Yeah, Dana, just the constant talk of it. You know what I'm saying? The show has also made me look at portraits in a different way. So that has been really good. All right. Y'all, we have 5 to 10 minutes left. I'm saying 5 to 10 because you know that 5 becomes 10. So I'm going to ask, do we want to have another day where we're talking about favorites, favorite medium? Because I do feel like we could talk about this more. Not everybody got to say their favorite. Top three, y'all. Unhinged and Feral, no. I am hungry, so I will be getting off. Usually I eat before the live, but today I did not. I don't know why. I was doing something. Oh, I was doing something. Today I spent time, I had to, you don't need to know that. Not because I don't want to share, but it's not fun. And we are in a fun mood tonight. So, should we we don't have a topic for Friday yet. Should we do favorite medium on Friday? Because tomorrow is art education, furthering your art education. Yeah, likeness. It makes me wonder about those crazy portraits of royalty from way back. They were so homely. Were they really homely or bad artists? Oh, that's a good question. You're making mac and cheese with queso and green chiles. Really? Oh. I don't like spicy stuff. But that sounds like it could be. I shouldn't say that. Are those super spicy or is it mostly flavor? I love the flavor of peppers. I do not like the spice part of it. Like the heat. I love the flavor. I don't love the heat. I love the flavor. I just don't love the heat. I don't love the heat. You don't like heat either. Okay, flavor. All right, that sounds good. I mean, it did sound good without it. But yeah, we're almost at 50K likes. Do you see a grid on the screen? That's kind of weird. Why is there a grid on the screen? Was it there before? Oh, you know what? Oh. I know. All right, I'm going to pause the live, y'all. The whole time? I did not notice it the whole time. I'm going to pause 1 second. fix it right now. I'll fix it some other time. You know what that is? I'm using. I didn't even notice. I'm casting my phone to my this that screen is. I'm casting from my phone and I have it on the camera app. That's what I was like. Why is there a grid on the screen? I forgot about that. You said better sound. Oh, what did I do? Crazy. Oh wait. Hey, free spirited garden. I didn't even see you there. How are you? I hope you're still here. How are you doing? Crazy skills with form and light, but homely. They couldn't paint like Michelangelo could sculpt. Hey, Gloria, you just leveled up. That is so funny. Just the portraits. I agree, Dana. Level up, level up. Okay. If you all answered, I didn't see the answer. Are we continuing the favorite medium conversation? Not tomorrow. Tomorrow we are talking about how to further your art education. It kicked you out. It's still being wonky today, so I'm honestly not surprised. Tomorrow night, our conversation is how to further your art education. So I think that I am going to, maybe on Friday, we can talk more about people's favorite medium. Amalie, welcome in. Hoarding Friday. We'll call it Hoarding Friday, but we will talk about collecting. Oh, Gloria, you are the only person, not the only, but we had a lots of people don't like oil conversation because we started out with hardest. I shouldn't say don't like, but hardest, most challenging is what we started out with. And oil came up quite frequently, Gloria. Oil came up quite frequently. Um, Oil is hard, yeah. I know T loves oil too. But then we started talking about favorite. But we were lots of folks didn't want to choose, so we were saying top 3. And we were saying top 3. The rules are intense, but you feel like when you're using it, the painting part is so much easier. Versus acrylic, Gloria? You mean like it's so much easier to blend, it's so much easier. You have to do a lot because it is so pliable for such a long time. Yeah, we only had 100 views in 2 hours. You love the application. Well, yeah, it is wild. But you know what is the what listen, I know that it is wild, but I have to say that over the last couple of days since the weirdness has been happening. Even with these low reviews, my room does not fall below 10. My room hasn't, because y'all are showing up for me in here every day. My people are here every day. Art of K, now you've become one of the people. But yeah, so I cannot complain. We're having really good live streams. Like, we're having really great conversations since we started. I kind of like this topic thing. That should, yes, Unhinged and Feral, I'm with you on that. But that's the thing, is that they're good. The lives are good. I can't say that the lives aren't good. The problem is that they're not pushing anybody else into the room so that we can grow. So anyway, we'll figure it out. So art. So tomorrow we're talking about furthering your art education. Wait, today's Wednesday? The week is going so fast. So we're talking about furthering your art education tomorrow. A show and tell box? What's a show and tell box? You mean like the viewer wishes thing true? We can try that. What's a show and tell box? Let's talk about it. And this is my favorite part. Y'all are always ready with a quickness to give. This morning I was 100% sure it was Friday. Nope, only Wednesday. So tomorrow, Thursday, and tomorrow we'll be talking about how to further your art education. So what we're saying is, on Friday we're going to do, what did you call this on Jennifer? Hoarding Fridays. But really what we're going to be talking about is, Dina, collecting art supplies. Sorry, y'all. Apparently I drank my whole thing of water, which is actually really good. Curating. Yes, that's the word. Oh, to bring somebody up and they can do a show. Yeah. Okay, so I think we'll do one of those next week. True. Maybe we do, so loving, adoring supplies. So how about next week? Instead of talking about favorite medium again, how about next week, every day next week, somebody comes up in the box. Next week, somebody comes up in the box every day and they can talk about their work, their favorite medium, those types of things. How does that sound? Are people willing to do that? That's the next question. It's not just have them come up. Are people willing to do that? Who's willing to do that? Who's willing to do that? We don't have to do it every day. But if I get 5 people, Unhinged and Feral, you're number 1. Who else? Anybody willing to do that? Art of K. All right. I'm putting you on the maybe, Dana. You let me know how you feel. I don't even know. When is it 12th? You tell me. only Unhinged and Feral, and Dana is a maybe, so Thursday. So you would want to do it. You want to do it on Tuesday? Okay. Unhinged and Feral, would you be ready for Monday? As early as Monday? Yes, all right. Dana, if you're willing to do it, let's get you up here. So this is what I would do. What I would do is on those nights, I probably would not do any, like, I wouldn't have the split screen with the carving. We would just talk. And then when you're up, I would give you the bigger box so that you could show stuff and all that. You have to show your camera, y'all. You have to turn on your camera. Well, no. You do what you feel comfortable with. I'm not forcing anybody to turn on their camera. You do what you feel comfortable with. I will be ready if I need to. If you only want to talk for 15 minutes and you don't want to turn on your camera, that's fine. We all know that we love to talk in here. We won't have a problem. And if anything, I can always flip on the camera with the carving. I'll have it ready. So we don't feel any pressure to hold the room. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that part. We will always recalibrate. So if all you have is 15 minutes in you, that's okay. If you want to go longer than that, that's okay too. We'll go back and forth. Patricia, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. So you don't have to make a decision tonight. But if you feel like next week you would want to get up in the box, let me know. Queen of the paper. Listen, we have to do it. So I'll just have it all ready. And remember, y'all, we have lots of things that we can talk about. Remember, we're supposed to be going through the printmaking books and talking about some of those topics. Oh, Gloria, listen, I can't be saying this is a safe space for people and then trying to force people to to turn on video and all that stuff. Well, maybe we don't mind the parrots, Unhinged and Feral. Maybe we don't mind the parrots. Y'all, I'm tired. That's why I'm tripping over my words. You got a portable soapbox in your purse? Well, you know this is a soapbox kind of place, y'all. So, thank you, Gloria. No, I said it and then I was like, I can't be forcing people to turn on the camera. That's not okay. I get it. Not everyone. I don't have any problem flipping on my camera at any given moment. But well, it depends. Depends on where I am. But I certainly don't have any expectation that everyone will be just, ready to jump on camera. So you do not have to turn on the camera, but you will have to speak. You're excited. I'm glad. You said remind self to clean the room. Or just turn your camera in a way that doesn't show it, because I do that all the time. Because even though I'm supposed to be cleaning up after everything I work on, because the space is so small, I very rarely do. Dana, I feel like you're leaning towards a yes. And again, so Monday through Friday. Hey, Estella. Ooh, Estella. Watch watch this, y'all. Estella, next week is Hey, Chunky. True named it well. You said you're in? All right. So, Dana, Wednesday for you? So, Estella, we're doing next week we're doing show and tell. So every day, Monday through Friday, someone comes up in the box. And yeah, so you all let me know if you want to be. We have 2 more days left, Thursday and Friday. And this is something that will come back, right? Because I think True is right. Let's test it out next week and see. It is something, whether it works to bring people in the room or not, it's something that we should be doing in the room, because as we're building this community, we're all getting more comfortable with each other and we're wanting to share more. And this is an opportunity to share more about what you work on, what you're into. You'll showcase. Chunky, you're going to behave yourself though, right? No, no, no no wild pranks like what you were telling us you were Chunky. Chunky. Don't be Chunky, you have to behave yourself because I'll get in trouble and I won't be able to be here anymore. You're Chunky, you're the only person I have to be like, you're going to behave yourself, right? No. All right. So Estella and Chunky, Thursday, Friday. Who picks what? Is that a slipper, Chunky? Chunky, I know that you might have work stuff, so is Thursday or Friday better for you? A chancla. Yeah, it is a, yeah, I see. You know, I never got, you said violence is not the answer. I come on at 7 p.m. Eastern, but if you need to be here later, that's okay. We don't have to do it right at the beginning. We can be we can be doing other stuff, or if somebody else wants to come. You can do either. Okay, so let me wait until Estella. You can do Friday. All right. So Chunky, you are Thursday. Some of y'all didn't have to pick your own switch and it shows. And then, all right, Chunky. Chunky Thursday, Estella Friday. Okay. I didn't have to. I never got hit as a kid ever. No, that's not true. One time, and I wasn't hit. Dana, Blondie, you said you had to pick your own. You had to pick your own switch. Oh, yeah, no. I guess I was lucky. Sheree. Is that how you pronounce it? Sheree? Only, and Chunky, listen, this is what happened. My mom bought me one of those, yep, all right, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. My mom bought me one of those pencil box things that had the sliding ruler with the sharpener on top. You remember those times? Those little pencil boxes. Yeah, now I think about it, I want one of those. The little pencil box with the sliding ruler that had the sharpener. My mom brought one of those home from. Okay, my mom was a flight attendant for 40 years. So, my mom would come home with stuff, gifts from wherever she was flying to. And I don't remember where she had gone this time. And the thing she brought home, I mean, it was one of the things she brought home was that little pencil box. And do you know I had this nerve to basically say to her, "That's it? That's all you brought?" Yeah, she lost it. She was so upset because I kind of like gave it back to her like, "That's it. That's all you brought?" I don't even know. I cannot swear that I actually did get hit. I know that she took the ruler, the little tiny ruler that slides, and she made an attempt to like tap me here. I don't even know if it made contact, but y'all, I started wailing, wailing out loud like a wild, like it was crazy. The neighbors over to came out of their house, that their house was not right next to us. They heard and came over to find out what my mom was doing to me. Little, can you imagine? I was probably around like 9 or 10, old enough that I should not have been rude about that thing, and old enough also that I should not have been screaming like a banshee, knowing that I cannot swear that there was contact made, y'all. Let's put it that way. But yeah, my mom, but that was not a thing. I didn't get my dad, if he got upset with me, like my dad was a yeller, but after every yell, he would buy like ice cream or something of the sort. Discipline, yeah, that's. I always say that my parents were lucky that I wasn't like I was I was a difficult kid, but but I wasn't doing anything wild. You said the handful of times you 100% deserved it and would and did do it again. That is so funny. Yeah, yeah. No, I wasn't picking any sushis. The willow branches. I oh Dana, I'm like Dana. You know what the willow branches feel like too? Oh y'all, yeah. Dramatic. Check. Yes, Estella. I definitely that was definitely something to call me back then. Um, maybe even now. All right, goodbye. So 30 minutes. Wait, let me see actually how much. Oh, Unhinged and Feral. It really was 30 minutes. Hot Wheels Racetrack. Oh, I know that's dumb. Unhinged and Feral, it really was 30 minutes. However, hey, Eco Artist Healer, how are you? Your whole life started at 5? Good, I'm glad to hear it. Okay, everyone, we're in a good spot because guess what? Tomorrow we're talking about how to further your art education. On Friday we are talking about, we're calling it Hoarder Friday, Hoarding Friday. However, we are talking about curating and collecting art supplies and how, whatever that looks like. Well, actually, I think some of what we could talk about is what folks have, because look how many folks have the felting stuff, like, hmm, you've been on auntie duty. Chunky, any ideas about what? You mean what you should talk about? So that's this week. And then next week, that could be a long list. Exactly true. I think between you and Dana, both of you might be vying for the longest list. So then next week is when Chunky. So So next week is your show and tell day. It's next Thursday. So next week we're doing show and tells. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're on the, yeah, it's next week. It's next week for the show and tell. So next Monday, Unhinged and Feral. Next Tuesday, Art of K. Next Wednesday, Dana. Next Thursday, Chunky. Next Friday, Estella. And this week, tomorrow is, you have a lot of supplies too. Well, Estella, True, and Dana will be the ones with the long list. I don't say I have a lot. I have a lot of paper, but I don't have a lot of supplies. I do though have unused or supplies that are not being used. Okay, folks. I did stay longer than I intended. However, it was well predicted. And as always, you all show up and I appreciate it. Today was good. Hardest medium was a good conversation. Thank you, Chunky. I appreciate you all, you know that. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow's conversation about furthering art education. I think that will be a wealth of resources for all of us in terms of where to go next to do some of the things that we want to do. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you, True. Okay. Have a great night. Okay, where is the end button on this thing? Oh no. Friends. Oh, I was just about to say, where is the button to end the live? You waved at the screen. That's why. No, you don't have issues, Dana. That is why I think it's important for me to show my face. I'm telling you, I do think it makes a difference in terms of like the feeling of you all like being here with me. You know, I think it makes a difference. Anyway, good night, y'all. Take care. Yeah, I do. I think so. It feels, and you know, oh, Gloria, I hear you. I just started using it on a PC today, but we'll figure it out. We will figure it out, Gloria. All right, friends. Gloria, are you going to go live tonight? Are you even going to try? I know you didn't yet. I think you should rest if you need to. No voice. You did say that. I'm sorry. You did say that. Like actually no voice. Yes. Well, then that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So rest it or whatever you have to do. Oh, that's such a long time for you to be sick. All right, y'all. I'm like, you did say that. Okay, friends. Toodaloos. See you tomorrow or later in these TikTok streets. End the live. TikTok said, please reconsider. There are 13 people in your room. Why would you end it? Goodbye. TikTok said, there are 13 people in your room. Why would you end the live? End